Alright, so season 1, episode 3, we're going to do a little throwback to some of our video stuff from last year, which is quite humorous. Most of last year was learning the Canon, learning the GoPros, learning the setups. It was a big learning curve for us. So first hunt you're going to see is actually my wife in the stand using a GoPro on the stabilizer on the bow. So she was by her house.
Tell them that I was the one who made the first kill 10 minutes into the stand, since you guys had such a hard time getting it off there.
So as she says, Bill and I had a little trouble getting a deer on the ground the first couple weeks of the season last year, and she spent a whopping 8 minutes in the stand and had a big fat doe walk out in the food plot, and she put the hammer down. So we were on the board. It's with the GoPro. You'll see that it looks really far away, but it's actually about a 10-yard shot. So the GoPros are good for up close personal footage, but not very good for the kill in general. So check it out and you'll see what I mean. Alright, so September 9th, we're in here at the killing plot at a little piece of property that I own about a little under 4.5 acres. It's getting close to urban hunting, even though it's 4.5 acres. It's in a development, a lot of houses going up, but still a good number of deer, as I probably have the few food sources that are around here. You see behind me here, this is a very, very small plot. We call it the killing plot. A lot of deer stage through here before they go out to the clover plot, which is only about 45-50 yards from here. It's about a 75-yard by 10-yard wide strip of clover on the edge of my property that goes about lengthwise to the property. So the deer come through here, and hopefully before dark they stage up in here before they head out to that clover field. So what we did the last couple of years is just got in here and took down some trees and kept working it. We're certainly on a working man's budget, just like anybody else's. So you can probably see behind me, it wasn't coming up that great throughout the summer. We only had probably 1 or 2 days of rain in a 2-3 month period, but the last couple of weeks we've gotten a little bit of rain starting to come up decent. So like I said, today's September 9th. We're in here, we're going to hang the stand, we're going to change the trail camera, and pretty much leave this alone until archery starts October 4th here in Pennsylvania. So let's get hanging some stands. Well, stand is hung. Took us a little bit, not the easiest thing to do when you're by yourself. Safety is the first thing. You see I got my hunter safety vest on. I wasn't able to clip in until I got the rope up here, so leaving the ropes here all winter long is not an option because then the weather gets to them, but getting them in here and getting these up and utilizing these hunter safety systems every single solitary time you're in the stand is important. If you don't make it home from the hunt, then the next one doesn't happen. So it's a matter of being safe before anything else. So we like to hunt really high, get our scent above the deer. We do take good measures with scent control and making sure we spray down before we get in here, and not bringing our clothes into the house and things like that. But we want to eliminate as many factors as we possibly can. Deer hunting is hard enough the way it is. So what we like to do is get up real high on the top side of a hill if we can, which this property here slopes down, so on the top side we're up really high, so even a wind right at the plot, our scent's going to carry it right over. We don't have a lot of hunting spots, we don't own any land, so coming across hunting places is few and far between. So unfortunately sometimes we have to hunt the places we have with less than ideal wind. So doing what we can to put things in our favor is at the top of our list. So got this stand hung. We're going to back out of here and see what happens. Alright, so as you can see, we finally get a successful recovery, and I wish I had thought to film the blood trailing, but I didn't. It was a pretty interesting recovery. It went all the way down to the highway that you can probably hear right here, and over the river, through the woods, crossed the creek, and literally as I was about to give up just because I thought I was pushing her, took 2 or 3 more steps and there she was laying. So successful recovery, and Julie got us on the board. The next couple clips are from Bill out in Wisconsin, and when we started out with this thing, we said we were going to show you anything and everything. So pay attention to his interview. It's kind of a funny thing that happens to him out there, although to him I guess it wasn't really funny at the time. But he does catch a couple does on camera, one that he kills, and does catch the big buck that he kills on camera, although he misses the money shot. So last year's a big learning opportunity, but again, I give him a lot of credit for even hitting the record button as that buck is coming in. But real nice buck. We'll show you the picture at the end, so check out his footage.
Okay, so here we are. It is Monday night in Wisconsin. Overcast, kind of misty. Hunting the food plot that we've planted, and I've had the pleasure of bumping deer out of here every time that I've come in here, so I had the great idea to have my buddy Jeff drop me off at the road on the backside and come in from the other way, because of all the times that I've hunted here, I've never seen deer in this oak flat behind me, and they always seem to want to come from over here or from the jack pines. So first I get all the way out here with the car, realize I left my coat. Not a good thing considering it's pretty cold. So we go back and get it, and we passed a couple deer well further in. He took me the trailway on the way in. So long story short, I get the coat, I come in, I take 10 yards into the woods, and I see a giant buck and 3 doe, and they see me and they take off. So I reluctantly creep into the stand, and I see one more deer off in the distance. Get all the way up here, get the camera set, everything ready to go, and realize that I left my release back at the house. So it's really too late to get down and do anything. So yeah, it happens. So it looks like tonight's going to be filming night, and you can probably guess what's going to happen. So anywho, that's kind of where we are. At 15 yards, and nothing I can do about it except film it. Okay, good morning. Here we are. It's Tuesday morning, the 11th. Last morning, last hunt in Wisconsin, 2014. The J&S Ranch. And if you watched last night's video, you will note that I'm in the same spot. And the only difference is I now have my backup release. So had those deer come into the food plot last night, and all I could do was film them. So anyways, we're hoping that something comes through here. It's beautiful weather. It's raining, slating, and it's supposed to shift over to snow here in about 30 minutes. Snow for about an hour and then stop. So we'll see. The buck that I jumped with 3 does last night was a monster, an absolute pig. So not sure if he'll come back through or not, but I never wished so bad that I was in stand an hour earlier than I was yesterday. So I'm pretty sure they came right through here. Anyways, that's it. We'll just keep things rolling along, and hopefully we'll get some action. Talk to y'all later.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was pretty amazing. Saw a deer coming up through the finger down there. You might be able to get him on camera. And then that buck walked right up this finger, right this way, right up this trail. Walked all the way up till he got right about there. He stopped, he kind of jumped a little bit. He took a few steps right to there. And that's when I shot him. And he's somewhere right over there. Not even sure we can get him on the camera here. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. He's dead on the ground. Watched him go down. Alright, that was exciting as hell, and I think I can trust myself enough to get down. But I'm gonna go gather some stuff up and see. Alright?